Hello everybody, this is Riccardo Masini and this is Vlog. Today's game is Table Battles by Hollandspiele, published by Hollandspiele and designed by Holland. A game, well, truly a singular, peculiar game, I have to say. Most of modern war gamers knows this game. This game starts from W1815 by Finnish publisher UMP and is something of an experiment by Holland that is creating a system which enables you to simulate many historical battles from ancient times to American Civil War, I think, Middle Ages and wars of 18th century and so on, just using some cards, a handful of wooden sticks, of wooden carved sticks, and some dice. A dozen of dice. Oh yeah, and also some other wooden cubes. The main concept of the game is that you set up the cards representing formations, following the instructions of the scenario, which are reported in another card, and on each card you have a dice area where you can store your dice that you roll turn after turn, and you use those dice to make those actions and reactions, which means attack, screen, bombard, reserve, and so on and so on. And those actions are calibrated following the historical situation. So what really happened during that battle? The result is a totally simple, very minimalistic game, I'd say. 3 pages of rules. It's not 4 pages, it's 3 pages, because the first one is just the cover of the handbook, if we can say that it is a handbook, and then everything else, every single special rule is included in the cards themselves. What do I like about this game? It is fast, it is easy, totally portable. It is also print and play, which is very important for us non-US war gamers, so we don't have shipping costs, and so on. You can just download the PDF files, cut some cards, which is not hard to do, not even for myself, which I'm notoriously bad at creating print and play and making print and play games. Just cut out some cards, you have some wooden sticks, some dice, and voila, this is my print and play version, which is totally fine, at least for my standards. Totally portable, nice components, nice effect on the table, and also surprising fidelity to the actual historical events. The battles, each battle really plays out, really moves like the original historical battle, because the historical dynamics of the battle are just here on the cards. No great stroke of geniuses, no great surprises, no improbable maneuvers. Why? Because every card tells you that Imperial Cavalry can just attack. Protestant cavalry cannot go around and attack another formation anywhere or make a great sweeping flank maneuver, which was not tactical feasible. And this game really takes you to the historical situation, takes you inside the historical situation. So you have a battle plan, you know what the battle plan is. The real problem, the real essence of the game is how do you execute that plan, and when do you try, which moment you choose to try to execute that plan with the limited resources you have, because each turn you get your dice, and maybe those dice are not good for that particular maneuver. You just have to wait the turn, and while you are waiting, the enemy well, it takes the initiative out of you and makes a counter reaction, a counter maneuver, and takes out your timing. Timing is essential in this game. You just have to choose the right moment. If you launch an attack too soon, you will be soon exhausted. If you launch it too late, maybe the enemy will have already applied, will have already executed the necessary counter maneuvers. And in this, it is extremely realistic. Another point of realism in this game, which is surprising for such a simple and easy and small format game. This is a filler game, actually, in time. Judging from time, because you have 20 to 30 minutes per play, but it is very deep, it is very dense, it is very really rich with content and strategy and also involvement. You go turn after turn, you wait desperately that single die, and you set up your attack, you do bluff and counter bluff, you lure your enemy, you provoke his attacks, knowing that he will be exhausted, he will have spent his dice, and will need time to get the exact combinations that he needs for a second attack, and then you go on a counter attack, and then you take out, you get inside this decisional cycle, as the modern military analysts say. So everything, just all this is in this game, in a very, very simple game, which has a lot of scenarios. Just in the single base game, there are, if I remember well, 6 or even 8 battles. There are many expansions. There are also some scenarios in an old C3I issue you will surely have in your house. Who has not C3I issues? As a matter of fact, I will have the next one, because there is an article of mine in the next C3I issue, and I'm very excited about that. Sorry, I had to say, small personal parenthesis. Anyway, great stuff. So a lot of diversity, a lot of different scenarios in a very, very simple war game, which takes you to the real essence of simulation. However, there are also some issues. The rules are very simple, they're very easy to read, very well written. Hammerbell Holland is fantastic in writing rules. The only problem is that they're so brief, but each rule is just like a small cog in a great machinery, and it is very totally calibrated, so the game can sometimes it can stall. The game can get stalled. Why? Because some cogs in this machinery that really doesn't work. You stand, you block each other with your enemy, who just waiting for that single die to arrive to unchain that combination that you need to win the battle, which is not very fun actually. Otherwise, in other times, the game can really be stopped by some small details, some rule that you have not well interpreted, not well applied. Everything is so tight that if you don't apply a single rule or a single detail of a rule, some of these details are just a small little fiddly, well, the game will go crazy and something will not work. Luckily, there is a great file on Board Game Geek listing all the frequently forgotten or misunderstood rules, which are, and this file is totally precious. Also, another thing, by really directing all the possibilities, limiting the possibilities of the players to the historical situation, well, you do not have so much decisional margin. There is not so much decision making in this game. You know what to do. You don't have to devise a complicated and ingenious maneuver. And you just have to understand, find out how to do what you need to do. sometimes, and also for some players, some war gamers, this is not good. Also, this is a bit limiting. Also, there is no map, there are no counters, the dice are used in a totally different way, so traditional war gamers, even veteran war gamers, might feel a bit disoriented. Yeah, what should I do here? Also, the setup is not very clear. You just find out which card should be in front, opposite to which other card of the opponent. Dice are very important. Sometimes luck is a factor, also because when you have to store dice, so much dice on a single card, you roll less dice in a single turn to get that single result you need. And if you roll less dice, you know, I know it's a paradox, but it works this way. I did not invent mathematics, no statistics, but it works this way. If you roll less dice, luck becomes much more of a factor. Also, the reaction dynamic. If you force the opponent to react, he essentially escapes his turn, can block out an opponent, which is fine as a tactical instrument for seizing the initiative and keeping it, but sometimes in some place one of the players will have to stand and turn by turn. Okay, you blocked me. Okay, you blocked me. Okay, you blocked me. It sometimes can get boring. And also there can be a replayability issue, because each scenario, you know what to do, you know what you are trying to do, and so each scenario feels a bit scripted. Luckily there are so many scenarios in the base game and expansions, and also the dice add up many variables, so it's always interesting. But this is a game that you will play in many different times during a single evening, during a single gaming session. I don't know if you will play 20 times the same battles. If you play 10 times the same battle, the same scenario, it will get repetitive. However, once again, how many war games have you ever played 20 times in a row? So this is also a factor, but there are also lots of scenarios also very cheap, not so expensive, especially if you buy the print and play version. The published version is great, much more professional, but the print and play version is just as good, at least for me. You throw out some of your components, and so it's, at least for me, it's fine. It's fine as well. So in conclusion, for me, a genius game, really, totally different, totally innovative, different from anything else, really peculiar, something that I can bring with me everywhere I go and throw out on a table, even with no war games, and play out so many plays and battles. So it is, for me, it is a fantastic addition. Also, I just need to go to Wargame Vault and download some file and print and cap them out and cut those cards. So it's not difficult. At all. There is an historical simulation element, very strong, sometimes even too strong, because it is a bit limiting to the historical dynamic, to the actual historical dynamic. You cannot devise any incredible plan, but it is very good. Game flow is nice. There are some small details, sometimes it's a bit fiddly to really apply those small little rules in the right way, but when you get there, it's fantastic. It just flows and on, and you do one battle and then you want to do the same battle again, maybe switching sides or do another scenario. It's a cherry effect. You do one play and then you want to do another one. So it is, for me, it is a demonstration of how you can create a great war game even with totally innovative and peculiar mechanics, totally different from traditional war games, but also still maintaining a very good simulation value. My own advice is to buy the base game on Wargame Vault, maybe cut or just the cards you want for that single scenario you're interested in, or if you have a C3I, that C3I issue, I do not remember the number of that issue. Anyway, try it out. You just have to see if this game is for you. This game is not for everyone, it's not a system for everyone, but I've seen also many veteran war games who really love it as a filler game, but it is not just a filler game. After a while, after some play, you realize it is a full-fledged war game, even if totally different, a totally different kind. It's not comparable to La Bataille system, or to Jour de Gloire, or to Man of Iron, or other more traditional systems. But it is a very good war game which takes you inside the battles and make you use the actual historical tools, tactical tools, and recreates the historical dynamics. So this is Table Battles, a game for me that you should have, because it's so cheap, it's so nice, it's so little, so fun. Also, the fans have made also Star Wars scenarios, Lord of the Rings scenarios. Hollandspiele also has made the dinosaur version, so it's fine, it's fun, it's nice, and for me, it's a good war game. For me, totally and highly recommended. Just try it to see if you really like it, like that model, that approach to wargaming and historical simulation. This was Table Battles, and I am Riccardo Masini, and I say hello to you and see you on the next time. And as always, don't be scared, it's just war games. Ciao!